Hi everyone, good evening, it's Natan here. I want to teach you about the Zemer Ribon. This Zemer is very personal to me because throughout the years, I think on Friday nights when there's a Tish, or when there's a Seuda or something like that, always felt like at the height of the Ruach, at the height of the spirituality and the energy, Ribon was there. And so I want to share some words about it. Hopefully it can get us to appreciate the Zemer as well as Shabbos in general, and give us some beautiful ideas to think about. So let's start off with who it's written by. Many Zmiros, and this is no exception, has a theme to the acrostic. Ribon, if you look at the first word of each, first letter of each stanza, spells Yisrael, Ka, Shvachim, etc. And the person who wrote the Zemer was Rabbi Yisrael Najara. So Yisrael being his name, he put his name in the acrostic. Who was he? So he was a Makubal in Tzfat, and he wrote a lot of Zmiros and other piyutim. This is the main famous one that we say from him, but that's what he was famous for. What is Ribon all about? So before you understand what Ribon is about, you have to realize why it's unique among the Zmiros. Look at all the Zmiros that we have, in the Siddur, etc., and they're all in Hebrew. And not only all in Hebrew, but they use the psukim from Tanakh in order to inform the Zemer. And so Zmiros will take from Tanakh, take psukim and things like that, and use them for their Zemer. But Ribon is written in Aramaic, and the fact that it's written in Aramaic means that when it's using Tanakh, it's very limited in terms of what it can use to be able to feed the Zemer. There's almost all Tanakh is in Hebrew. So what is it used? So this only book of Tanakh that's in Aramaic, that's in the language that we spoke and wrote in Babylonia, that's in the language of the Gemara, of Kaddish, etc., is Sefer Daniel. Sefer Daniel has a lot of the prakim are in Aramaic because Sefer Daniel took place in Babylonia. They spoke Aramaic, and so a lot of the Sefer is in Aramaic. And so I think that'll help us understand some of the main things of Ribon by realizing what the author of the Zemer is taking from Sefer Daniel in order to inform the Zemer. So the first line of the Zemer, or the chorus of the Zemer really, is really the whole idea. It's Ribon Olam Ve'al Maya. Hashem is the master of this world and all the worlds. On to Malka Melech Malchaya. You are the king, Melech Malchaya, of all the kings. Now, in order to understand this line, and therefore the crux of the entire Zemer, you have to look at what is the context of this line in Sefer Daniel. In Sefer Daniel, this is something that is said by Daniel to the king of Babylonia, Nebuchadnezzar. Now, Nebuchadnezzar was literally the king of kings. He was a king of Babylonia, which was an empire, and therefore he was an emperor and he ruled over other kings. And so Daniel is saying this to Nebuchadnezzar, calling him, saying, "Unto Malka Melech Malchai, you are the king of kings, you rule over many kings." So on a simple level, what the Paitam is doing, what the author of this Zemer is doing, is taking that line that Daniel said to Nebuchadnezzar, and now he's transferring it and saying, no, really it's really something that we could say about Hashem. Hashem is the king of kings. But there's something much deeper going on here, which is that in the story of Daniel, one of the amazing things that happens is the king Nebuchadnezzar, not a Jewish king, actually comes to recognize and appreciate Hashem. And so Daniel and Hanani, Mishael, Azariah, etc., through the stories in Daniel, they are able to convince Nebuchadnezzar that Hashem is real and that Hashem is important and about his power. And so the fact that this is being said by Daniel to Nebuchadnezzar, that he is the king of kings, really what's Daniel saying? It's a double message. It's you're the king of kings, but really, you're not the ultimate king of kings. Hashem is the king of kings. And so it's communicating the fact that even you, Nebuchadnezzar, you think you're the king of kings, really there's a bigger king of kings, which is ultimately what Nebuchadnezzar comes to realize himself. And so the idea of this piyut, the idea of this Zemer is really telling us, like we look around as human beings, Nebuchadnezzar, you look at a leader, you look at a person, you think that maybe they have a certain level of leadership. They have a certain, rulership over a group of people or over an area. But really, who's the real one in charge? It's Hashem. And so the rest of the Zmirot follows that theme, that really who's behind the scenes, who's the one who's running everything that's going on, who's in charge of the people who are in charge? It's Hashem. And that's what Daniel said to Nebuchadnezzar, but that's really what he's communicating to Nebuchadnezzar, is that, no, it's not you. You are Melech Malchaya, but really Hashem is the Melech Malchaya. So the Zmirot continues in the following structure, which is that the first, two stanzas, maybe three, are really talking about how great Hashem is and what he's done. And then move from that to describe not only what Hashem has done, but Hashem will do. So let's explain. So the first Zemer, again, is just saying that Hashem is the King of Kings, and then Ovad Gevurtich Vesimaya Shvar Kadamach Le'achavaya, which basically means that the Nebuchadnezzar saying at a certain point that it is amazing and wonderful to be able to share and sing your praises, Hashem. Second stanza, Shvachin Asad Tzaf Ramsha. It's amazing to be able to sing your praises morning and night. And here's what's great about you, Hashem. You're the King of Kings, but why are you so great? It says in the second stanza, because you created everything. What did you create? You created Irin Kadishin, angels. You created Bnei Anasha, people. Cheva Spira, which is like wild animals. Ofei Shmaya, and the birds of the heavens. So you created the whole world. So now we've set the stage that what makes Hashem so great? He created the whole world. Okay, now we're going to get more specific. What do you do, Hashem? Third stanza. Rav Ravin Ovdei Visakifin. You have these great deeds that you've done. What can you do? And this line is so important in the Zemer because it transitions from what Hashem has done to what he will do. Machich Ramaya V'Zakiv Kafifin. You're able to pick up those who are down and put down those who are up. In other words, think about Sefer Daniel. Think about the fact that we're in Golus. We're in exile. Daniel is a leader of the Jewish people. He's a symbol of hope for the Jewish people, but he's in Golus. He's succeeding in Golus, but he's in Golus. He's in exile. And what is Hashem able to do, ultimately? He's able to raise up those who are low, meaning the Jewish people being in exile, raise them up. And he's able to put down those who are ruling over us, i.e. the other nations. And so Hashem, you're the King of Kings. Hashem, you created the world. And now Hashem, what is so amazing about you? That you can transform our reality. You can transform the situation that we're in, and be able to raise us up out of our reality and change the power dynamic. Take the Nebuchadnezzars, take the Babylonian kings, take the people who are ruling our countries and our world, and put them down, move us to the top. And that stanza just concludes, Hashem, even if you were to live, or I guess even if a person were to live, Gvar, a person were to live thousands of years, wouldn't even come close to you. So now what we say is, okay, Hashem, you have the ability to take up the Jewish people, bring down those who rule over us, and change the reality. Here's how that's going to end. Hashem, we're davening. Here's what we want you to do with that, which is, second to last stanza. Eloha dile yakar vursa prokyas anach b'porm orivasa. Hashem, we want you to take us out from the mouth of the lion, so to speak, to take us, the Jewish people, out of Golus, out of exile. You chose us as a people, and you want you to use your incredible power, the fact that you're the King of Kings, that you're behind the scenes running everything, the fact that you created the world, and be able to raise up us, put down everyone else, and take us out of that exile, change our reality to make us free from our exile. And the Zemer concludes with the ultimate goal of leaving exile, which is the Mikdash Echtuv Kodesh Kudshin Asar Divei Yechadun Ruchin Benafshin. There's a place that we're ultimately striving to be at, which is the base of Mikdash and the Kodesh Kodashim. And that place, we want to sing and praise you and connect with you To be able to be in Yerushalayim and be able to have the Beis Hamikdash, and able to be a redeemed people in Yerushalayim singing your praises. And so, just to sum up, the idea here is to take the fact that in Sefer Daniel is communicating to Nebuchadnezzar that Nebuchadnezzar is the King of Kings, but ultimately, Nebuchadnezzar, you're not the King of Kings. You may think you are, it may seem like you are, but the real King of Kings is Hashem. He's the King even of you. And that's the idea that in our lives we have to realize that ultimately who's behind all of the leaders and all the things that we see, it's Hashem. And so now that we've established that, now we move to the fact that Hashem created the world. He can move us up. He can bring everyone else down, take us from Galus, take us from exile, move us into Geula, bring us to Beis Hamikdash, and bring us to Yerushalayim so we can sing His praises there, and ultimately recognize, along with the rest of the world, that Hashem is the King of the Kings, that Hashem is Malka Melech Malchaya. Everyone should have a great Shabbos. I hope you learn something about the Zemer and enjoy.